This podcast contains strong language. Listener discretion is advised. Let's Write a Movie, the podcast. Hello, welcome to the podcast. My name's Paul.
And my name is Rohan.
And this is Let's Write a Movie, a podcast where we write a small movie. Anyway, so the way the podcast works, we pick a setup, a conflict, and a resolution of... These ideas are just out there, a lot of them. Anyway, so it might be quite nonsensical, but we'll make it work. So once we've done that, we then pick the genre, and that really defines what the style of the movie is going to be. So, Rowan, do you want to pick the setup?
Yes, my hand is now delving into the hat.
There's a scruffle
And I've picked one out, which says, finds out they are pregnant.
Oh dear. Well, is this a man or a woman? Who knows yet?
Who knows yet? Aye. Now my hand is delving into the conflict hat.
He picked up about 5 conflicts. What is it?
Huge meteor heading to Earth.
Oh dear, that's not good for a pregnant person. That's the last thing you need.
Resolution. Their house is repossessed.
Oh god. You don't need to be going through that stress.
Go on, not one of meteors.
Okay, and what sort of style of film will we be making right now?
Okay, hand into genre hat. Here we go. War.
A war film? Okay. So, okay, got it already.
Oh, here we go.
Okay.
Okay, go on then.
I think we'll keep it traditional and make it a pregnant woman for a start. That's what I got. No, I'm joking. So, it's obviously, this is set during the war. Her husband is out fighting.
Which war?
World War One.
World War One.
Don't know enough about World War One. World War Two.
World War Two. Aye.
Okay.
So she's at home. Is she English, American? Doesn't matter.
She is German.
German.
This is from the German side.
Hello.
So her name is Helga.
Helga.
Yeah.
Of course.
And her husband Franz.
Franz, of course.
is out fighting the war. That is all I've got so far. Okay.
And she's happily sat at home pregnant, thinking,
Yes.
oh,
Now.
I wish my husband was home.
Yeah, and her husband is only a
5'2"?
low level.
Low
He's
level.
5'2", so he's low level in 2 senses. He's a low level. What would you say? Employee, cadet,
Rank?
rank. He is a low level rank.
So he's like a rifleman. He's like a foot soldier.
He's like
an infantryman.
Yeah, first wave. Are they called a private?
Privates.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah.
So any war fans out there, he's the lowest level. So he's not making much money. And of course, she's getting pretty worried about this. It's always in the back of her mind. She's like, oh, how will I pay my bills? Yeah, that sort of thing.
Yeah. So I was worried, yeah.
And I've just found out I am pregnant, but my husband's been at war.
Oh, you're throwing something else at the mix here. Where are you going here?
So it turns out that...
Self-pregnated.
I guess that's not the way I was going.
Go on.
This is back in the 1945. Right, 1943? So this is back in 1943.
Aye.
When they weren't really developed that yet.
I don't think they have now, have they?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
This is the year 2020.
Sorry, yeah. It's a bit turkey-based
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah. Anyway.
So she's pregnant by another man. An old man.
Ugh.
Called Hans. So Hans is a local baker. Baking up.
He's giving her a bun in the oven.
He's baking his buns in the morning, then baking her buns in the afternoon.
Okay.
Yep. It's
all right.
lovely.
So yeah, we've established that.
We established that character.
Yeah, and she's pregnant with another man's baby.
With Hans's baby.
So we need to forget about Franz. He's in the war. Who cares about him?
Franz.
He's got nothing to do with it now, has he? What's he going to do?
It's going to cut back. we'll get to that.
We've got a meteor to deal with.
So the next scene, it cuts to Franz. He's in
the war.
He's got his
fighting the.
He's got his Nazi uniform on, but he was never really a Nazi. He got drafted. Did Germans get drafted?
Yes.
He got drafted.
The whole bloody country.
Yeah.
It's like every country.
What was it, like under 30s or? I'm just thinking for World War III.
I think the cutoff. Well, World War One, I think the cutoff was like mid-30s. I don't know, I might have upped it a bit by World War Two.
See, Rowan's mid-30s, but I'm
late 30s.
I'm early 30s, so I might get drafted. That's a concern. But anyway, back to the movie. So it cuts to Franz. He's in the war, and he's a bit down, you know.
What, in the trenches?
Did they have trenches in the? I thought that was the First World War.
That was crap, sure. No, they had trenches in both wars.
Yeah, well, there you go. He's down in the trenches. He's down on his luck because he doesn't want to be a Nazi. He never believed in it. So he's just sitting there. He's drinking his cup of tea, and suddenly, meteor.
Oh.
Franz.
Everyone's dead.
Franz, as well as 50 other Nazis, because not that many people were at this bit. 51 Nazis, including Franz, was dead.
Oh, yeah.
Obliterated.
Oh, yeah.
So, cuts to the next bit, and Helga is receiving a telegram. Your husband has been killed. Take it away.
Okay. So she cries into a handkerchief 3 times, and then she goes, "Oh, well, that solves something, hasn't it?" and she skips down the bakery. Oh, what's he called? Hans. Hansi, I've got some great news. And he's like, "What? What is it?
What is it?
What is it?" And she's like, "Oh, Franz is dead." Okay.
Oh, is that from that meteorite?
Is that from that meteorite? Yes.
Oh, that's a shame.
Oh, well, anyway, I meant to tell you, you dumped. I don't want to be a dad. That's not why I got into this. Now that you're pregnant, you're less attractive because I'm a twat.
Yeah. So
she goes,
he's an old man too, you know.
She breaks down on the bakery floor,
right,
and she faints. And the old ladies in the bakery, try feeding bread to revive her.
right.
And rubbing her lips and like, "Come on, sniff the bread.
Come on, sniff the bread.
You must sniff the bread, eat it, take a crumb, nose," and then she comes around, and they're like, "Oh, sorry, you fainted." "Oh, I fainted." "Yeah, you fainted." Really?
Is she from Newcastle?
Anyway, they walk her home. She's distraught.
Yeah, she would be.
She has no income because Franz is dead,
Yeah.
and Hans doesn't want anything to do with her.
Yeah.
So she can't meet the bills. House is repossessed, and she ends up on the streets of Berlin. She gives a baby away, and she becomes a burlesque dancer.
Back up there. That's good. So what happens in the scene when her house is getting repossessed?
Not in the house.
So what? She's like
she runs in the front garden when there's a big JCB bulldozer coming in.
Are there Nazis
riding it? Yeah, there's these Nazi bastards on it because they run the government and everything, don't they?
Yeah.
We want it's our house now. You can't pay your bills, so we're going to demolish it because we're just heartless bastards.
That makes sense how that scene would.
And she's like, "Not in my house. Oh, I'm pregnant too. How can you do this to me?"
What is this accent?
You're like, "We don't care. We're Nazis. We do stuff like this all the time. We on the way here we drove past the school and I jumped over the fence and deflated one of the kids' footballs. Ha ha!
Fuck! What a bastard!
We're bastards, and I piss on people as well.
But that's what I do when I'm not working."
but I do a bit of art as well on the side. I like Rembrandt and Picasso. But you bastard, me house. Anyway, demolishes the house. She cries. She's got rubble in her hands. She's like eating the rubble because she's lost it. I will eat my house. You can't have my house. I will eat my house. But not the glass. Maybe a bit of wood. It's in my stomach now. If you want to take my house, you have to cut me open. And that's it. Don't tempt me. Don't tempt me, woman. I can't do German.
You really can't.
And then she's like, she spews it, and then she pukes. Can I do an alternative ending?
Yeah, go for it.
So she pukes out a fully formed, beautiful mansion and goes, haha, fuck you. And gives the views and Nazis, look what I've just done, and I'm moving in. And then she goes into a lovely, opulent mansion, which she's just puked out. And then she's at the window just going, yeah, we're doing the V's, like banker signs. And the Nazi's like, but how is this possible? And then the commander comes over and goes, look, you can't, because he wants to go and demolish that house as well. She's like, no, we have no say on that mansion, just this one.
This house is repossessed, not this one.
Not that one. And he's like, but she swallowed it all and made that. And he's like, the commander's like, are you crazy? He's like, no, I swear. And he's like, you're crazy. But we can't have you in the Nazi party. And she sees it. She's like, I'm free to do what I want.
In your time.
In your time.
And then suddenly, the meteor hits. The end.
Oh.
Well, it's a sad life.
It was a sad time of our humankind.
So I'm gonna let you come up with the title of this one.
You big downer. I was trying to give her a lovely mansion, and you just destroyed it. You're the Nazi.
This is a disaster.
You're the Nazi in this setup.
That's what.
And I'm, what's she called?
Helga.
Yeah. No, I'm not. Am I? Who am I?
Franz.
I'm the puke.
You're the puke. You're the puke house.
The rubble. I'm the puke house.
Right. Makes sense.
Anyway, there we go.
Yeah. So that's the movie.
That's another movie. What should we call it?
Mansions out of houses.
Doesn't really have a ring to it, does it?
So what should we call it?
Helga's house.
Helga's house. That'll work.
Sorted.
So do you want to give us a summary of Helga's house?
Okay, so it started off quite traditional, didn't it? You know, Franz was in the war.
Very 1917.
Helga was at home with a baby, fretting, because she didn't have much money. At the same time, the pregnancy, the baby wasn't Franz's baby, who was her husband fighting the war. It was actually Hans the baker who had given her this pregnancy.
Presented her with the pregnancy, yes.
Anyway. So then she goes, so then Franz dies in a meteor attack. Attack?
Yeah,
why not? And then she's like, oh, brilliant. And runs down to the shops, tells Hans. Hans is like, I don't want you anyway. She's like, oh no. She's revived with bread. She goes home where the Nazis are knocking down her house because she's got no money and they want to repossess it, but they're just going to knock it down because they're nasty buggers, aren't they? Yeah. And then she's like, well, I'm going to eat it then, so you can have it. So she starts eating the rubble and everything. Pukes out a mansion. Is happily living in the mansion. And then a meteorite hits, destroys her in the house, in the mansion, and the unborn child. That was Paul's ending.
Surprise ending, some would say.
Yeah. So that's the film, Helga's house. Till next time. Hope you have a nice week. Stay safe on the roads. Yeah, I'd like to reiterate as well that if you'd like to make this movie, we only require special thanks. You're fucking mad. You'd be mad, but we only require special thanks in the credits. You don't need to give us writing credits. Yeah, so thank you. Cheers. Bye. Bye. Thanks for listening. If you like what you hear, please share with your friends. You can also find us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. We are LWAM Pod. That's LWAM Pod. Thanks for listening. Cheers.